Hello, everybody. Good morning. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you hear me now? Let me check and see if you guys can hear me. Good morning. Good morning. Good. I'm glad, Gma. It's been a long time since I've been on here. I was on here last week checking my microphone since it's been crappy. Good morning, Lisa. Nico, Jap Cat, Crazy Nurse, Lisa. Hi, Andy. Hi, Act Right people. Lord, this has been a crazy week. I'm doing all right, Timo. Take it one day at a time, one day at a time. Yeah, Lisa, I'm always watching. I just can't believe this case has not had an end. But there's a lot of new people who just heard about the case, which is also crazy. You know, you see new people come, new creators who know really not much about the case. Sometimes that's kind of frustrating. I just wish they'd start making arrests. Yeah, Lisa, you watch more than you chat. Well, I know, Gma, you would think that this case has been all over, but there's a lot of Tennesseans who haven't seen this case. Yeah, crazy nurse. Well, one of the locals I talked to said the FBI had been out, not, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, making their rounds. So that makes me feel good to know they are still working. Yeah, and I think this is going to be the craziest court case we've ever seen, too. Hi, Kimberly. Right, Nico? It's a blessing because I thought they'd had given up. But no, just makes me wonder if that's why a lot of them are drinking themselves to oblivion lately. You know, it's like people's dispositions change. So I'm hoping so. Yeah, it feels like something's coming. Oh, I know, Lisa, there's so many players in this case. It would take a lot to get somebody totally up to speed. And You gotta separate facts from fiction. Yeah, the calm before the storm. Yeah, it looks like Andy's took over Don's position on YouTube, going from place to place. Yeah, docuseries. Yeah, yeah, I know a couple people who are probably making them. What's going to be fun is when people get arrested, then it can come out who the creators were who were put into place to make us think a certain way, go down certain rabbit holes. Because I think I might post all the emails that I got along the way of the crap they tell you and just think you're going to put anything out. Oh, yeah, they're panicking, crazy nerds. You can see it. They're losing it. Yeah, Gma, I'm hoping they are. I know the TBI is aware of people that were put here to go here and there. You know, it makes me wonder, and I'm sure the people who are in here are going to know what who I'm referencing. But this one person, the neighbor, followed, the case. What was it? The three boys. Oh, I can't think of the name of it. But the boys who got all like Johnny Depp and all them to help them get out of a crime. The Memphis Three. This creator has followed the Memphis Three's case from start all the way through, obsessed with it. And it's kind of like a playbook, how to turn public opinion in your favor. That's my opinion. It just makes me wonder. I've really thought about it because I'm like, it's like they got this out of a playbook somewhere. And then when I put together clips and I see where the day Summer went missing, Fred says they were talking about psychics on YouTube, creators on YouTube, the very first night. Like they had everything in play. Yeah, Kathy, the West Memphis Three. Good morning, Nada. So it's just it's just something I've thought about. Are they using like a playbook from that? I guess we won't know unless when somebody gets arrested if they start talking. Crazy nurse. Yeah, I think this is going to be big. When Leslie Earnhardt said from the TBI, this is outside the norm, should have told us a whole lot there. Well, Lisa, actually, there's a lot of creators. Not only have they dropped off, but I think they were part of the fudging what was really going on to make people look. Don't you know how that's saying? Don't look over here, look over here. I mean, I could show you guys some things where crisis actors, lady, when if I put this lady's picture up, people who were here in the beginning would say, "Oh my God, I know that lady. She owned a crisis actor thing, and that's what they did." I was like, why would they have crisis actors in a missing child's case? Yeah, crazy nurse. It's important, people. Just like that black Escalade. Who usually drives black Escalades? Governors, congressmen, senators. Just it just makes you think about things. Hi, daughter of Scotland. Long time no see. Remember for 10 months. Yeah, crazy nurse. When I showed one person the picture, they're like, "No, her name's not. It's this, but that's her." And I'm like, "Yeah, and she owns a crisis actor business. That's what she does." Yep, Jeffrey Epstein. Mhm. It's the craziest thing. And that started in the beginning. I had 2 computers crash, totally crashed. And I don't make a lot of money. I don't have a lot of subscribers. But when they don't want you putting out things, they make sure you don't. Yeah, FBI drives Escalades. Yeah, all we can do is speculate, but I can't wait till it all comes out. Somebody's guiding this circus. Yeah, dealers. Yeah, I would love to have the records to see if anybody important flew in that week. Anybody like on the Epstein list. People want to say, "Oh, they're not smart enough." When the one guy had got caught with 5,000 images of child pee, they don't get them overnight. It's not like one day they just go and download 5,000 images. This is a group, in my opinion. You don't get that many in one day. Not 1 week, not 1 year. Off topic, I guess this is all getting to me. The amount of evil in the world is growing. It's gonna be into it soon. Watch for crap to hit the fan. Yeah, I'm worried about the Super Bowl tomorrow. I remember in the very beginning of this case, there were videos of naked men on couches. There were like 3 or 4 of them in a room together. I don't know if anybody else remembers that. Yeah, Lisa, I do. Absolutely, someone wants us to go away and stay buried with the children that are missing. It was disgusting. Yeah, and if y'all haven't watched Smiley's video from last night, go watch that. That'll make you worry. Well, if you've been watching all the border stuff, all the illegals coming through the border, they've gotten 2 most wanted terrorists that crossed the border there. Well, they were videotaped. I don't know if they arrested them or what happened. But just think, if they let 6 million in and 1%, it didn't take very many for 9/11. Exactly. Another thing Hawkins County and those haulers, I bet law enforcement paid no attention to. Yeah, it's like they're destroying us from within. One of them guys I just seen a picture of, Andrew's brother Josh, one of those guys looked just like him. Well, I think it's Josh that's on the offenders list in Florida. Yeah, Sean Williams. Well, we'll know because he'll start talking to make deals. Believe that. Believe if he is involved, he'll be the one who's talking. I believe that. Somebody will make a deal. They're stupid because they involved more people. One person didn't. Someone that was local told me they've been told that they left the truck there all day, which was said to from the people who worked at the horse stables. You know, it looked like Summer was waving at somebody when they went out in the water, and Hunter followed her in there. But somebody said they went in the boat and went to another location. If that's true, what better way to transport children and not be seen on the highways? Start watching Bloombeck if you want to know what's going on globally. Yeah, I keep myself up to date, you know. I grew up around the Tri-City, and it's not the same with law enforcement. Yeah, Lisa, I think that's who it is in Florida. Another RSO. You know, they thought when they did that Balenciaga commercial that people were going to be okay with it. They tried to shove that right down our throats. Like they've shoved a lot of things that you have to say, okay, I'll accept it, even though I wasn't raised that way. That's not my fundamental beliefs. But it's either cancel culture or you're accepting the things they put there. But nobody was accepting the pedo stuff. We the tunnels. I know for a fact that those tunnels exist. Oh, they do. You can look them up. You can. There's maps of them. I know, Gma. It's. I think it's like pulling at all our souls because we truly care about this child. Never met her, but it seems like the people on YouTube and Facebook care more about this child than the people who knew her, seen her, held her, touched her. And what do you think happens to missing 85,000 kids? They're not missing. Yeah, Gmon, I think it's up to 100,000 kids that cross the border that are unaccounted for. I seen somewhere Don and Candace were telling store owners and restaurants, telling them in the very beginning, they wanted no flyers. Yeah, I remember that too. Smudges and prayers always for Summer and the boys as well as for y'all. Keep up the good fight. Well, they fight hard to keep us from mentioning it, bringing it up. But damn it, if we don't stay on it, who's gonna stay on it? Usually the parents, like Brandy does for Monkey, stay on law enforcement. You know, become a thorn in law enforcement's side to make sure things just don't go away. Yeah, Jimo. You know how I came up with that name? When it's weird because when oh, I can't think of her name. It's so early in the morning. But two people went to the desert, two different people, Gabby Petito and what's his name, Watts. They both went to the same place, skiing in the dirt, whatever they call that there. And I said, it's like evil entered their bodies when they went to that place. I said, I'll never go there. And that's what made me think of this as the channel. I've had to go all the way back to the beginning and watch only things with no drama. Yeah, I'm not into the drama. I don't participate. I've sat and watched, and the channels that I know who are here for the right reasons, I watch, I chat in, and the ones that I don't feel in my soul are, I don't go, and the ones I know, and just know we know who you are that are not, that are locals, that are from that area who were put here just to divert. We know, TBI knows, and that's all I'll say until it's all said and done. Because it's not my place, it's law enforcement. And I think they want them talking, in my opinion. They want them to keep spewing, so I believe they're watching. Yeah, Shannon Mott's case, Gmo. Because you see, Chris and his girlfriend went to that place and, skied in the dirt. And so did Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie. They both went there, and it's like evil took over them. That's how I felt about it. That's what I told my old man. I said, I think evil entered their body. Oh, thanks, Nico. I don't even put out half the stuff that I find. I try to put the suspects in this case their own words, where others have did a great job, interviewed them, kept them talking, because everything they say will be used. If they're using rappers' lyrics in trials, they're going to use everything these people say around these streets. I dig deep. I'm amazed at how many of them people who live there also have places and been to places, cities, states, town. Even old Donnie Boy, he's been to old Tampa, Florida, not far from where Sean Williams came. Oh, thanks, Zachary. Yeah, but it takes really, if everybody would have worked together from the beginning, I think a lot of things could have been put together quicker. That's my opinion. Law enforcement might come here and listen to what the suspects in the case are saying, but really YouTube doesn't play a part on how they build their case other than the suspects might have put their foot in their mouth, which will help them seal the deal. But they can't take videos like I do because I'm taking pieces of things they said. They have to go and watch the whole interview uncut. And they want to crucify her for some reason. What is your opinion on the call DW and Josh discussing his boss in a videotape? I'll just say this, maybe he's the official in the black Escalade. I mean, I think all kinds of things, but I don't say everything I think. I just put out what I know. Like I knew the black Escalade, if you go back and see a long time ago. I knew there was two Jose's a long time ago. But when 4 or 5 creators are using one source, of course they're all gonna not want to take any other information in. Oh, crazy nurse, you missed that? I don't know what video I have it on. I don't think I have it on this one I created, but where Don says that Richard Tucker called him crying, saying that somebody told him there was a tape of him and Summer, and now everybody thinks he's a P. Yeah, you have to hear that. And then him and Candace are laughing, ha ha ha, and Josh is like, "You think that's funny?" And then Dawn yells, "No, I don't think it's funny," and then hangs up. That's the craziest thing. But yeah, I'll play some of these clips. Y'all want to hear it? I won't. I can skip the first part from when they did their interview. I don't know what happened with that. It's out there. That's one of the last recordings of Don talking about. I think he made a big mistake with that drunken accusation. Yeah, and only only law enforcement will know if it's true or not. Like I say, how many of these same people have all worked together that collect the same kind of images? They have to get them somewhere. And how much does this spread out? Because I don't believe it's just there in Hawkins County. I think this spreads far and wide, from the carnival people that Candace worked with. Crazy Nurse, it's probably been maybe a month ago. If you ask him, I'm sure he'll point right to it, because that's where I got it from. Now, why would he say that? I mean, you just don't say that. I was shocked too, Nico. That just was like the icing on the cake. No one can use their talents to help these kids together. And that's sad, because there's so many good researchers, really, on YouTube. I'm gonna try to explain this. Channel KATV5 showed a picture of Brian Laundrie. Then Dip Outdoors TV shows a picture of Brian a year ago, supposedly alive, wearing some exact shirt. Same exact shirt. I don't doubt anything. Do you remember it being said Dawn had Summer at a fair in Cook County right before she went missing? Do we know if that was true? Well, I know they went to Wonderworks because they took pictures there. Which I have a video I pulled up because I went back to look at KTV5 was picture in the beginning. Good morning, Lip Lock. I went back to look at my most hated comments and the ones that I was flagged the most in the beginning. And it was when I zoomed in on them at Wonderworks when they were taking pictures, and you could see a reflection of a man. They want to tell me, oh, that's Elvis or some shit like that. There's no Elvis right there where they were taking pictures. I mean, I've watched so many videos on that place just to see. I also did it to see if anybody had picked up on their vacations, Candace, Summer, all that. You wouldn't believe how many hours of my life I put into that. But there's a reflection of somebody there, two people actually, a man and a woman. So I'm gonna put that out and show it because I found that really interesting. And none of these people, like if you look at the comments of that video, there's so many people that were here that you don't even see anymore. No, act right. There's there's not, right? No, because I looked, I wanted to make sure before I made another video and zoomed in on them people. And then the reflections of the picture of somewhere in the back seat. You can see a girl in the background that looks like Marlena. That's my opinion. You can see a white car. And I got flagged and the most hate from them from that video too. So when they come at you real hard, it's either you're way off, but when you tell me it's pareidolia, look, I zoomed in, okay? It's not my imagination. And there's a reason. Oh, thanks, Juma. There's a reason that there was so much hate. And that's what made me dig into certain people to know that, there was the lamplighter people. There was the woman who owned the crisis actor place. Anybody who got a membership, thank Gma. Because I'm gonna, I gave coffee cups out for a while, people who were my members, because I really don't do, I haven't done member things because I want everybody to hear the information. So I sent coffee cups to the people who weren't afraid to give me their address to ship them out. And I want to do some shirts and send out too for free. So, but I was gonna put out this video because there's a creator that I don't think a lot of people even got to even sing, that I want to play what she said in her interview. And y'all let me know if you heard it. Give me 1 second to skip through the first part of their interview.
A lot of gold. And that's worth a lot of gold. I got a 5-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 13-year-old. We miss our little girl more than anything. Oh God. Our kids are.
Have y'all heard this creator, J. Marie? Tim Mullen brought in quite a few crisis actors. Somebody did, and I would love to put this lady's picture out, but I'm sure she would try to have my channel took. Hear me took. Yeah, J. Marie? Yeah, let me play this because it was interesting the things Dawn said, like when Candace wouldn't go hang flyers and stuff.
Our world. This makes me want to go do something so stupid right now.
Don't do anything stupid. You gotta stay on the straight and narrow so that you can get those boys back.
I almost got shot. Baby, you do give a fuck.
You do, because you want to stay on the straight and narrow so that when the boys are ready to come home, you guys are ready. You guys are there.
I don't see her coming home. You don't see something coming home. When? How? Why?
You just gotta have faith. You gotta have faith.
Look, I've been begging God too.
See, I found that strange that he said, I don't see summer coming home. When? How? Why? Like, shouldn't you have more faith than that?
You just gotta keep the faith.
People come home. Yes, she is.
We're gonna keep hoping that she is. We're gonna keep praying that she is. I know it's hard because it's been a long time, but we've seen it happen before.
She's coming home.
Yeah, most people don't look for something when they know where it is.
She is, baby.
We've seen it happen before. We've seen it happen before so many times. We just gotta keep the faith. We gotta keep the faith. We gotta keep her face out there.
She's coming home. That's what I tried to do today, and Candace flipped out. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I just went on international news today, and Candace was like, oh, I can't do that. I'm too good. You got that all wrong. So I had to speak for your ass. No.
National news, and she didn't want to go. He had to speak for her. Good morning, I'm that bee mama bear.
Yeah. Kim wouldn't let me out there.
Who wouldn't let you out there?
Kim would not let me go out there and be on live. It's not about you. It's not about Kim. It's about Summer. But no, you have to.
Tim wouldn't let her out there to be on live on national television. Why, Tim? Can you tell us that? Why? That part I don't understand either.
You're all fucking sick. No, I didn't. You fucking called me on the phone, you bitch ass liar. See, you stay calling people names. Who the fuck threw the fit today? Tim did. You did. No, I didn't. Then you're gonna fucking shoot Tim, everything else. I never say anything like that. 30-06. What's on 30-06? You're a fucking nut. I don't even own a 30-06.
She don't even own a 30-06. But what are all them? BB guns? Pellet guns? Whose are them? I've wondered about that too.
43, whatever you got. I have a gun! Are you doing this? You're fucking telling me that my wife is guilty of some heinous crime?
She was the last one with your dog, son.
They don't have no evidence, and there's no way they could ever have evidence because it's impossible. They don't have no evidence, and there's no way they could ever have evidence because it's impossible. It's got to be.
It's impossible for them to have evidence. Why is that? Because you know where she is? It's weird. Okay, Liplock, your husband would know what they are. I just don't get it. These things that's been said, I've never understood.
Only a predator would come up here and take our daughter. There's just not going to be somebody like, oh, I love you, Summer, and I just want to save you from a bad situation. 90% of the time when someone
on a second. Did you hear what he said? It ain't going to be somebody that just comes up and says, I love you, Summer. I want to save you from a bad situation. Well, what's the bad situation, Don? What is the bad situation? Are you saying that yourself and your house is a bad situation? In a minute, you make me sick. You make me sick, Don. And I just now started looking at this. Because when I read over it, when I actually went over it, and then I heard about, well, how could you talk about beating a child? And that makes no sense to me. No sense to me at all. Watch this, guys. I would love to get a chance to interview Jose or whoever, even Candace. I want to interview Candace.
It takes a little girl or whatever, a boy even, for 90% of the time is because they're predators. So it's just not good. Somebody has hurt her, probably sexually, maybe beat the fuck out of her, probably killed her.
Look at that. Look at that. Somebody has hurt her. He did not say, oh, damn. He said somebody has. Past tense is in has. Anybody hear that? Did you hear that? He says somebody has hurt her. Beat the fuck out of her. Beat the fuck out. Hold on a second.
This ain't gonna be good. And because of all the pressure and YouTube and the TV shows and everything else, they probably wanted to get rid of the evidence and they probably killed her. I mean, let's be realistic.
You hear that, guys? They probably wanted to get rid of the evidence, so they probably killed her. They probably killed her and they wanted... I'm about to throw up. This is sick, guys. Right there. He automatically says it. He's telling on himself, guys. I mean, there's no other way. He's never said this to nobody else. There you go. There's Don's own words.
Well, at first I thought, it's got to be some sicko hillbilly druggie, drug her off in the woods or something, or somebody put her in her car and took her.
Wow. Everything was okay to take Hunter to the lake with.
I want to say something about that. Y'all know he lived in Churchill, too, for a while. So, how well did he know him? Somebody asked him that in his chat, why haven't you told your subscribers that you lived in Churchill? And he said, I did live in Churchill. In my husband's opinion, they're actually real, not BB or pellet, although the pic blurs when we enlarge, so he can't ID actual make and model. Yeah, and the felons in possession of not one, but what, 4, 5 guns? Crazy.
So I could swim a little bit. Yeah. Seen them videos, and then I took her back, and they said everything was okay to take Hunter to the lake with them, so I could swim a little bit. Yeah. Seen them videos, and then everything was okay to take Hunter to the lake with them. I took her back, and they said
You were asked in an interview.
He took her back. He took her back from where? And see, it looks like when Summer goes out to the water after playing around, she hears something and stands up, and it looks like she waves to somebody. And then here comes Hunter right behind her. So if that local's right, they possibly could have went out in a boat somewhere, went to a separate location, and then put her back in the car when it was over. Allegedly. And that's why she was last seen in the early afternoon hours. If that's true, because cops can lie. No, I don't doubt that either. Ernie Shell. Ernie Shell. Not just Ernie Shell. Cam also lived in Churchill. Look it up. Anybody can look it up. And it's free. Go to White Pages. You can see. I'm not just pulling it out my behind.
You the other day, if you had hope of seeing summer,
Oh, that's
could
what
you
that was.
could you
Well,
explain
yeah.
your heart? Share your heart, please.
Well, yeah. I definitely have hope of seeing her sooner or later. I don't know exactly what God's got planned. I know, what I was like basically told without words, and I know of some of the dreams that I've had, and the one in particular that was so vivid that I don't, I've never had a dream like it before. That I don't know. It just seemed like God was giving me a goal, and if I stick with that goal, I will see her again.
So there's people who literally just do not know what you mean when you say you'll see her again. Do you mean she's going to come home? Do you mean maybe if she's passed away, you're going to see her again there? Could you share that, please?
Yeah, I have no idea on that. It just seemed like in the vision or dream that God allowed me to have, that it seemed like such a heavenly place, and everything was so perfect. And it was it was like the earth in a more perfect uh, way. And I don't
So
know.
you're saying what you're saying is that you believe that if she has crossed over,
Oh
that
yeah,
there is another place, that this isn't
yeah,
the end of it here on earth. Is that what you're saying?
yes, sir. Yes, God is going to rebuild this earth, and it will be restored in a perfect condition, and we will help rebuild it when we're resurrected into. Don't want to get into everything, but
That's all
yeah,
right.
definitely.
When you say resurrected, now, do you mean that there will come a time? This is how I would understand the Bible saying that everyone is resurrected, everyone is properly judged only by God, and then
Well,
He is bringing us back to earth, or what
well,
exactly does
okay.
that mean?
Well, the Seventh Day Adventists teach that if we keep the commandments and we do right and we have the Holy Ghost in our heart, and then we have the mark of God, uh, and if we don't have that, I mean, when Jesus comes back,
He almost said when we have the mark of the beast, which that's, in my opinion, probably what they will have. I asked Cam if he lived there, and he would not tell me that he did. Lisa, just go to White Pages, put in his real name, and it's all there. That's why I tell people, the lives I've done, I tell people, go look for yourself because a lot of things you can find without paying sight. I'm not going to say they're always 100% right, but they're 90. But why wouldn't you tell your viewers that? If I lived there, I would say I lived there.
God's people will be raptured up into heaven with Him, and the earth will be destroyed, and everyone that slept on it will be destroyed, according to the Seventh Day Adventist Church, which I totally believe. And then we will be in heaven, poring over the books for 1,000 years. We will help with the judgment. We will all see that God's way is right. All His judgments are correct, and He is a just God. He has mercy for those who ask for mercy and ask for forgiveness. He freely gives. So this will take 1,000 years to go over the books and judge every single person according to their works. So after the 1,000 years, Jesus comes back to the earth and resurrects the dead that are to be judged. Um, God's holy city will come out of the star system Orion, and the new Jerusalem will be put on this earth. And there's a lot. There's still so much, and so many
So,
details I'm probably leaving out.
so we will be, from your understanding, we will be on this earth again in a perfected way.
Yes. After Yes.
So,
The wicked
so
will try to take the city by force, according to Revelations. And try to take it by force and attack everyone in the city. And in that point in time, they will be destroyed and be no more. And then we will rebuild. We will all rebuild the earth at that time.
Why are you with that? Well, I knew as soon as I pulled up, as soon as I pulled up, and I didn't get a call back from Candace saying, "Oh, we found her," and I come all the way out from Jonesboro, and I probably made it in 30 minutes at least, if not faster. But I beat all the police there, and I went straight to the bottom property. I seen everybody looking. I knew she was gone because she don't go away from the house ever. Yeah. And so go ahead. Yeah, well, I just knew. I knew right then, that very second, that she was gone. Okay, what inside of you brought that so quickly, brother? Where did you come from on that? Well, I knew they was looking around the hill and everything up top there, and I drove straight to the bottom there where that little funky shed is there, and I went down the hill by the creek in that little 4-wheel drive Subaru. I went straight down there to the creek, and I seen the boys down there, and they know not to travel alone. They was together, and I seen my neighbor walking around, and I knew my heart just sank right there. I just knew it that somebody took her.
The reason I went to the bottom property first is because I knew that they were looking all over around the house and in that area and everything. So I figured, by the time I got home, the best place that I could go would be directly down to that creek. I didn't even stop at the shed. I went by it, but I went down that steep bank all the way down into the creek with that little Subaru. And when I seen my boys and I seen my neighbor, that's when my heart just sunk right there. I just knew something was really wrong, So that was the beginning of this pit in my stomach that hasn't went away yet, and it's not going to, I don't believe. But so then I turned around, went back up that bank, and I might have looked in the shed at that time. I can't remember for sure, but I know I looked in the shed at some point. But I went back up to the top, and I do believe there might have been a cop car or two there at that time, but I'm not sure. I can't be positive on that. I'm just so mixed up and everything at that time. Like the boys went down the creek one day together, and she went halfway down the hill, but she wouldn't go all the way. I mean, she was very leery. We tried to tell her or teach her to be very leery because we do have some wild bears. There's been a lot of bears spotted, and we know there are creeps around there, but we just never thought that one would, lay in wait and try to grab her like what has happened. But especially midday, not midday, but it's daytime.
And we know the last time that TBI said she was missing or seen was early afternoon hours, which he's right, midday. Midday, says it with his own mouth. Yeah, if he wouldn't have talked, people might have believed that the child was missing. But the more he talked, the more he had slip of the tongue. Right, act right. Because when you're lying, you don't want people to see your soul.
I don't know. But I've tried several times. I've snuck up. She'd be behind the vehicle just sitting there playing. And so I'd sneak up behind her or on the other side of the truck, and I'd sneak up on her, and I'd scare her.
Not any more than what we originally released. We know that her family reported her missing. They called the sheriff's office around 6:30. Prior to that, it was early afternoon when she was last seen, and they searched for a little bit and then reported her missing.
How many hours would you say?
I don't have that information.
What super captain or sheriff?
As of June 24th, 2021, search and rescue efforts for missing 5-year-old Summer Wells continues. We have now utilized 106 agencies spanning from Tennessee, Ohio, Virginia, Alabama,
Yeah, I'm that B. I didn't just think of it. There's a local who told me that. It's all alleged, but then of course I went back and reviewed her swimming at the thing and I'm like, she is waving at somebody. Yeah, they can't even keep up. But what if that's the way they transported her? Met with Dawn, allegedly, and God knows who else, when he went to lunch that day, wherever it shows that he went that day. And then they went back to the truck that was at the horse stables. It makes sense to me. Yeah, I think I had that clip in here, or my last one.
Alabama, Georgia, and North Carolina assisting in these search efforts. Numerous specialized search and rescue groups with numerous canine teams have been represented from each of these agencies. To date, we have covered over 4.6 square miles, with that being over 3,000 acres being searched since Tuesday night when she was reported missing. The rugged mountainous terrain continues to cause problems. This has slowed search operations down in these areas, but please be rest assured, while incurring these conditions, we are still searching with an aggressive approach with extreme attention to detail. These terrains and conditions have
I can't get into my iCloud because now I don't have an iPhone because that got crashed too. But if somebody can tell me how I can get back into it, I copied a post that Marlena put where they were all meeting at the dam either that weekend or the day Summer went missing. So then that really makes me wonder. I would love because she's deleted that post. And I talked to Marlena at the beginning of this case, and she said, please don't talk about my daughter on here because she's a victim too. What the hell does that mean?
exhausted crews, both physically and mentally. We are still utilizing local and regional resources, but have had to call upon and utilize resources from Middle and West Tennessee, along with out-of-state resources, to bring a fresh set of eyes and rested bodies into the search operations. Search efforts will continue on a more specialized team basis throughout the rest of the week. Just because you may not see us in such a large presence, once again, rest assured, we are still out here searching for Summer Wales. We will continue to work with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department, TBI, and FBI until we find Summer Wales. As mentioned before, as Sheriff here mentioned, please continue to search your personal property. Sullivan County, Hawkins County, mainly the Beach Creek community, and even if you branch a little bit further, please search. And I've been telling these searchers here the last several days, when you're looking for this property, you're not looking for an adult laying there. You're not looking for an adult hiding in the building. We're looking for a 5-year-old girl that weighed approximately 40 pounds. Somebody that size could wad up, could hide in an area that a legal size piece of paper or a folded up laptop could go. This is also the reason why we are exhausting all efforts. This train.
Welcome to the dirty part of the South. Do you guys also remember when they said Candace went to the right and went to a store the opposite way? What if they went back and took her back to the waterway to get rid of her? Nobody would see what's going on. I looked at the map. I mean, I've been going over it and over it and over, and it's I know it sounds crazy, but it would make sense while there's only so much footage. Like a local has footage of the vehicles in and out of Beach Creek that day. That's how way back when I knew about the Escalade and the white HHR before Fred Hill ever said it, before it was even spoke about. And I kept it to myself until Jody Sue said something about it on No Thanks channel. And I said, okay, she brought out the Escalade. I can talk about the Escalade. No, they didn't. I'd like to know who the cop was that was there when, Don, Andy, and the cop arrived, allegedly, all at the same time. I'd like to know who that cop is. Because we know that there's been the P word cops that worked for Hawkins County and then got caught, not by Hawkins County. It seems like every P person in that county has got caught by people from the internet that look for this kind of thing. But not one have I found that Hawkins County did an investigation and caught these people.
As you can see behind us, guys, is only a small, very small percentage of what these guys day in and day out are going through. I've had multiple of my guys come up to me and tell me, Captain, I'll go to the end, but I'm tired. I'm physically and I'm mentally tired. We are all one team, and we will not quit until we find Summer Wales. Thank you.
We'll take a few questions. Have you searched some of these areas over and over again numerous times, some of these fields and things like that? Absolutely. Captain, can you answer that question?
Yes, so over these 4.6 square miles, and I'll kind of elaborate on some of these specialized teams.
I'm playing this, but how many of you guys have watched the Burning Bond that Tim did? The guy in that video at that party where they're burning Bond looks just like him. A younger him, but him. That's always bothered me too. If you haven't seen it, go to Tim's channel and watch Burning Bond. And you'll see this guy in there.
There's some of these areas, guys, we have covered 4, 5, and 6 times. And we have community members, media outlets reaching out going, well, we have neighbors saying you're covering the same ground. We are. New ground, same ground, different eyes, fresh bodies. Guys, one flat-looking field, there's 100 places something could be hid, evidence, and or she could be hidden. So, yes, we have covered multiple ground multiple times, and we'll continue to do so.
Captain Coop, I know some reward has been talked about. I know your agency, Churchill Rescue Squad, is apparently in charge of that. Can you give us some details on what a reward looks like right now?
Yes, so there has been some people that have reached out to our agency, reached out to TBI and the Sheriff's Department about providing reward money for information leading up to the finding and or recovery of Summer Wales. At this time, I can confirm that is correct and that our agency is working to get this account set up. Once this information is available, our agency will provide a media release with this information on how the general public can also give money for this. But at the same point in time, guys, we're running on limited resources, and we're trying everything we can do that without interfering with the search for Summer Wales.
Leslie, at this point in the search and investigation, do you believe Summer Wales is still alive?
We hope so, but honestly, we just don't know. I mean, we're holding out hope, doing everything we can. Obviously, we typically would have found a child at this stage in the investigation, so honestly, we just don't know.
How many tips has the TBI received so far?
I don't have the exact number with me, but it's well over 300 at this point.
I know we've all spoken with the family and then talked about sort of what led up to that missing incident here. Can you just sort of elaborate on what you guys know?
I'm just me, you're not a mod in here. Repost it. I don't know why it would be deleted, anything you would say.
Sure happened before she went missing that Tuesday night.
We can't release any more than what we've already provided. We know that she was supposedly with family members outside of her home, was seen going into the home. When her mother went to check on her, she was not in the house.
Sheriff, I know you mentioned before that you hadn't had to obtain any search warrants. Is that still the case?
My office has not obtained any search warrants, and I really don't know if the other agencies has. I've been coordinating with the captain here and the investigators. They're all working together, and we hadn't briefed each other this afternoon.
What about lie detector tests? Has anybody been given those?
I think she can address this.
Well, it's no secret that the TBI has a polygraph unit. We don't discuss specifics, but I can tell you that we use that as an investigative tool. In a situation like this, we're going to use every resource and tool available to us.
There's been billboards seen in Myrtle Beach. Are you guys aware of that? And has the search taken you guys even out of state to some extent?
We follow up on all leads that come in, even if they're out of state. We have received some tips from other states, but they didn't prove to be credible leads. We are aware of the billboards. That's not something the TBI coordinates, but we appreciate the effort.
Leslie, are cadaver dogs being used as part of the K-9 teams being brought in?
Absolutely, yes.
No law enforcement outside of the house today. Any reason for that?
There's no reason. We have had agents and officers to just touch base with the family on a daily basis. So they were there earlier. The family continues to cooperate at this time. If we have questions, they answer our questions. If we need them to come to the command post to clarify some information, they respond. So they've been very cooperative.
Speaking of the command post, we have noticed some larger FBI presence as well, including like an FBI, I believe it's called a CARD team. Could you just elaborate a little bit on their role in this investigation? What do they do?
They're just another resource available. Now, I would refer you to the FBI for specifics on what that team does, but they specialize in missing children cases. And again, we're using all resources available. They've been here since last weekend, and we were in communication with them before last weekend. So it's just another resource, and we're grateful for any help we can get.
Leslie, now on day 10, do you guys feel like you have more information, better informed than you did on day 1 Tuesday night?
We don't. We still don't know where Summer is. We don't know what happened to her, and it's extremely frustrating. I can't tell you how heartbreaking it is. The sheriff has worked around the clock. His team's worked around the clock. The search crews, TBI agents, FBI agents, we're doing everything we can to find her, but to not have any more answers than we do at this stage, it's just heartbreaking.
Have you been able to narrow down the timeline any more than when she was listening?
Not any more than what we originally released. We know that her family reported her missing. They called the sheriff's office around 6:30. Prior to that, it was early afternoon when she was last seen, and they searched for a little bit and then reported her missing.
How many hours did you say?
I don't have that information.
Question for Captain or Sheriff, what's the biggest obstacle standing in your way? Is it the heat? Is it just the fatigue? Is it the terrain? What do you think is the number one thing that's hurting you guys in this investigation?
To say
They did search their house the first day. They came back and tore their vehicles up, the way Don says it numerous times. I don't think this is a Carly Trent case. I think Carly's was a cash grab. This is my opinion. And it was to get land from the old man who they caught her with, because when he went to court, Ronnie was there and said to him, hold on, my dog wants out.
hurting this investigation on my aspect of things, nothing's hurting us. We encounter difficult situations so far, and we overcome them situations. From here on out, it is going to be providing our team the rest and assurance to make sure that we can provide more and more fresh body, fresh eyes to be able to come in and help search for summer whales.
As far as my office, it's been pretty hard because my office don't stop. We're still answering calls, still doing investigations that come in, and we're still running the jail, but I'm alternating the officers out. And like's been said, everyone, the command post's been there this week, everyone now is getting mentally, physically, and emotionally just drained. And we're going to have to rehab and start back again, but we're not going to stop. We're going to find something.
Is there anything the community can do to help you guys at this point? I know that everyone's been bringing food and water and stuff like that. Is there anything else that you guys need?
Actually, I think they've done everything they possibly could. We've even getting fresh home-cooked meals from churches and things brought in, and we have meals for all the officers and searchers and investigators, but enormous outpour of support shown by this community and actually people here in East Tennessee. We're very pleased.
Hey guys, thank you for coming out. I know a couple of you had questions asking why we are not having daily media briefings. The simple answer is we just haven't had any new information to provide. But just because we don't have a briefing doesn't mean that you can't reach out to us and ask any questions you may have. And of course, we are going to continue to post updates on Twitter and the TBI Facebook page. And feel free to check with us if you have any additional questions or need clarification. Thank you. Take care.
That horse, too, has always bothered me because it had a cart behind it. They could have transported her that way, too. They pulled to somebody's yard that day. I mean, in the picture, you can see a reflection, and they're under somebody's carport because you can see the light. So, I've always wondered that. Early afternoon, where that information came from. No, she's never said. But they have video. Like I said, I've seen video of cars coming in and out of Beach Creek that day. So I know for a fact they have cars. But like I said, if they moved her the first time through the water and then the second time maybe back through the water or use the horse. I just think about these things. One local speak think Summer was carried to a halfway point by Candace and then handed off to someone else. Well, she went out twice that day. So it makes you wonder. Because the cops were asking Candace where she went. Benny told us that. You don't need to be online.
And we overcome those situations. From here on out, it is going to be providing our team the rest and assurance to make sure that we can provide more and more fresh body, fresh eyes, and be able to come in and help search for summer whales.
I don't see that every day. As far as my office, it's been pretty hard because my office don't stop. We're still answering calls, still doing investigations, come in, and we're still running the jail, and I'm alternating the officers out.
I'm not spooking them, man. Did y'all figure out what we were all at that press conference up there, and out of the blue, here comes a horse running down the road.
When we coming down, I'm 4 miles out there, over 2 guys on the sled.
Yeah. Any idea where he came from or anything? Are y'all gonna try to hold on to him? Oh. Yeah.
I say they're down on the side of the road.
Somebody will be missing that horse for sure. I reckon they'll come looking for him. Yeah. 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 All right. Well, I'm glad he didn't get hurt. Appreciate it.
Earhart says it's hard to believe the search has been ongoing for a year.
When we held the first media briefing on June 16th, honestly, we expected to have good news to report by the time the next media briefing came around. Unfortunately, instead, day after day ended in frustration.
Authorities say this case is outside the norm and all possibilities are being explored.
And I don't think it's a very good one, but it is. I think there is a possibility that Summer got mad because she asked the boys to go downstairs and play with toys with her, and they was too busy playing their games or whatever. There is the possibility she got mad, and stomped down the street saying nobody cares or something in her mind. I think that's a possibility. That she got mad, and but I don't think she would do that, but it is possible. There's not one shred of evidence. There's nothing. As much as they've looked, and as much as the work of this they've done, they haven't been able to come up with anything at all. There's not one to prepare herself for a worst case scenario. We could always hope for a good scenario, but it can't be good because no matter what situation she's in, she's lost her freedom. Even if she's alive, she's lost her freedom. She can't be seen in public.
So, yeah, I don't know if you heard my little spiel, but yeah, this isn't going to be like a grilling thing about the day Summer disappeared or anything. It's more about what's going on with you guys, like in the present.
Right.
But at any point, if there's anything you want to say or address, by all means, you're welcome to.
All right, I appreciate that.
Yeah. So currently, you're not living at 110 Ben Hill Road anymore.
Well, yeah, I had to go out of state to work,
Mm.
I mean, Tennessee, there's, I don't know. Not sure what to do, but, I don't know.
Yeah, with all the chaos going on there, I definitely understand you wanting to get out of the area. But you still own that property, though?
Yeah.
Are you planning on selling it at all, like going back, or?
Not sure what to do, so many things.
Yeah, I think it was Frank Light. That's my opinion. And yeah, to the question, if this question, yeah. I wish I could show that video, but I don't. I won't. When this is all over, I will. Her mama said she walked her to the door and watched her walk in, never said anything about her being mad. How did he get that part? But he's told the truth from the beginning. His story has never changed. I would like somebody to ask him. He threatened to sue me, so I would like somebody to ask him how Andy Bernard got his phone number. If I fought with my neighbor about property I bought, I'll be damned if I'm giving you my phone number, because I would tell you to F off. We're all mad here.
Going on, we're not sure what to do. All I know right now is, I've had to pay a lot of fines and stuff like that and try to get all that caught up. And that's my main goal right now is to keep all that paid off, try to pay it off.
What do you think happened? What does your heart tell you?
Well, I know in my heart and in my mind she was abducted. Someone snuck up there when we weren't exactly paying attention, and we don't know if they come in the basement and grabbed her, or if she stepped outside the basement and was walking to her swing or something.
It will always be the same because we've always told the truth. We have nothing to lie about. So listen, the story from day one. Summer was abducted. Listen. My story hasn't changed from day one, and it never will, because I told the truth from day one, and so is Candace, and it never will change. It will always be the same because we've always told the truth. We have nothing to lie about. So listen, the story from day one. Summer was abducted. Why don't you all help us find her instead of being...
That's what we're trying to figure out. We're playing the news clips that you freaking just... Guys.
Questions have come up about what Candace might know.
Could she have gotten herself into a situation where it wasn't her fault, but
No.
You know what I mean?
No. She's a good mother. She loves her children. She's not going to allow any situation like that. The biggest mistake she might have made is maybe choosing some wrong friends, which is, it happens.
What else was it they were talking about? Oh, when my son's next court date comes up, which is in February sometime, I don't remember the exact date, it's the same date and same time as Megan Boswell. And then they were saying, well, if they're both coming to court on the same date and the same time, maybe they are connected. And I'm like, oh, Lord, here we go again. And we go...
But other than that, no way.
Do you think any of those wrong friends could have something to do with it?
We don't know.
I know you all have had some ups and downs in your past with alcohol and drugs. Do you think one of those people that came around could have?
No, we can't go there.
Well,
I didn't know. You told us once you had to get some proper permission to search and everything. But I mean, you still want to help us? You still want to do that? Where are we?
Check this. You guys just can't search my property. That's all there is to it. And that comes from a higher up, like a way higher up.
A way higher up.
And I can't do nothing about that.
Who owns the property? You own it, or does who else?
No, Donnie owns the property, but I am his wife, so it goes hand in hand.
Is he the higher up that said I couldn't search?
Nope.
He's not.
Nope. I've been told that by a lawyer.
Oh. How did the lawyer know that I was wanting to search a property?
Man, don't you think fucking the lawyers don't watch YouTube, dumbass?
I don't know if they do or not. I mean, Lord,
yeah, they do. Everybody watches YouTube.
Let me ask you a question. Was it a lawyer or was it a private investigator told you not to?
No, it was a lawyer.
You, me, everybody, we have angels looking out for us. We just have to know how to call on them. But this evil world belongs to Satan. It's horrific. Wow. So, got my daughter. Some people dead, whatever. But my daughter, you know that. And we do have angels. If my daughter's dead, there's a guaranteed spot for resurrection. And that's a lot of gold. A lot of gold.
And that's worth a lot of gold.
A lot of gold.
I have 7 alibis. Candace ain't got none. She's going down. Candace ain't got none. She's going down. I have 7 alibis. Candace ain't got none. She's going down. Candace ain't got none. She's going down.
If there had been any new developments or anything that changed about them, that's real discouraging. Only God can turn this around at this point, How is your family coping? My wife ain't doing too good. She's not doing too good at all. She's pretty upset. I can imagine. Is she having Is she needing help or anything, or? No, just kind of some anger issues, and and all this stuff on social media. That's out of line. That's stuff's out of line, way out of line. Yeah. How are your kids doing? They're coping with it okay. They're doing okay. I'm not. I mean, I'm upset. I just made the decision. I made up my mind not to let Satan win. Mm. How do you do that? What steps do you take personally? To not let Satan win. Yeah. Not let him get down. Not to, I mean, I could be down and not go back to work and let it affect me in every way, but I can't do that. Well, you still got a family to raise also, I guess, too, don't you? So I still got to move forward. I still got to go to work. I still got to try, even though I miss her and wish to God it was away, but we live in an evil world. I mean, I ain't the first one, to lose a family member, or all kind of tragedies been happening since the beginning of this earth creation. There's been all kind of bad stuff going on.
Yeah, look how many people have passed away during this case. That's crazy too. What, the day after Summer went missing, they found Taylor's body in the ditch? Did he see something that they didn't want him to talk about? Because I haven't seen nowhere anybody's been arrested for his unaliving. Have y'all? Nope, never no tears.
It does seem kind of like a bad dream or whatever. Yeah, it does. And my memories with Summer and everything, that's what kills me, because we had such a great love for each other. She loved me, and I don't know why I've never had someone love me that much in my life. And so it's been awesome, between me and her. And so it's killed me since she's been gone. At first it was just so horrific knowing that someone abducted her and the cops are looking all around her house, knowing that she's not there. It's like it's like you just talking to yourself. This ain't doing no good. But I wish the police would have blocked off both ends of Beach Creek and everything else and kept it contained in our area, because I'm sure she's hundreds of miles away. They just.
And JSP wants to say that they shut the whole creek down, knowing damn well that she did a video going to get food the same night. So we know that the perimeter was not totally shut down. People were going in and out. I don't understand that. Because anywhere else, they don't let people in and out.
I can't blame them or whatever, but I'm upset. I'm really upset, but it's too little, too late now. I guess this is probably, I don't know if this is something that has been in your family's mind, but you've got to kind of move on with the business of living. And I guess one of the things is your kids have to go back to school, and I was wondering if you all had given any thought to that, if that's something to be hard to do, to try to take them back to school. Well, I mean, I don't know why, but they're dealing with it okay, more than me. They're doing a lot better than me and Candace are. Mm-hmm. I don't know why that is, but I don't know. Because when I was in school, one of my guys, one of the kids that was in school with us, bought his son a shotgun, and somehow it accidentally went off and killed his dad right in front of him. And we never did see that kid back in school again, but that was his daddy, though. There's a difference, I guess. Mm-hmm. But I mean, maybe my kids are looking at it like, well, maybe God will bring her back, or I don't know. But statistically speaking, I mean, there's a good chance she's already dead if you look at it statistically. And I hate to think that I love her with all my heart, but only God, you know, if nothing else, you know, I'll see her in the resurrection. As long as I keep the commandments and I do what I'm supposed to do, I'll see her in the commandments. If that's the case, you know. The resurrection.
So is it going to be just kind of back to business when school starts and the kids are going to go back?
Yeah, we ain't got a choice. We don't have a choice, you know.
I was just wondering if there was maybe any kind of fear or concern just to let them out of your sight after.
Well, yeah, definitely. We was sending them down, you know, to the school bus by themselves, you know, but I don't think we'll ever do that again.
Do they get picked up at the end of your road there on Beach Creek?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And of course, you're back to work and the kids are going back to school. So it seems like there's no choice but to try to return to some sort of normalcy within this horrible event.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not going to let Satan convince me to go drinking or whatever. You know, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going down that road. I choose life. Choose God. You know, and that's probably.
He chooses life. So is he saying that he'll see her in the resurrection? We know that. And since he chooses life, that means he knows that he's not alive, in my opinion. You know, I've been open and I've watched the people who are for, the people against. I've done research myself. And I listen to their own words. It's the most damning shit in any case I've ever seen. Their own words buries them, in my opinion. You know, I don't hate people who support them. That's their right to support them. But at this point, nobody's changed my mind as to what's happened to this baby.
You know, I've never, you know, before in my life I was weaker, and just the least little thing would be the excuse to go get drunk or whatever, you know. But not no more. Not. And this is the most horrific thing that I could have ever even thought of happening. So,
has your theory about what happened to Summer changed any since we spoke a couple weeks ago?
No, she was abducted. There's, you know, I forget how you put that, reasonable deduction or however you say that. You taught in school, you know, but by that theory there, yeah, she's been abducted in my mind, 100%. I know Candace wouldn't lie to me about any of the facts. She has no reason to, you know. I mean, she wouldn't lie.
I think somebody said, or you told the media that she was lie detector test, and you took one also. And, that you all were cleared of any suspicion as, you know, based on that.
Well, I don't know if we were completely cleared because that's not admissible in court.
Yeah.
But yeah, we both. I mean, at first, you know, I didn't get no sleep for 2 days. I couldn't sleep. I was, you know, it's the worst misery and pain I've ever felt in my life. But I wasn't able to take a lie detector test. They made me wait a little bit, but when I did take it, I passed. They made Candace wait 5 days longer to take hers, you know, because she just wasn't able to. She tried and she wasn't able to. It's not, you know, people are saying that we failed and we took another test. That's not the case. We just weren't able to. So when we did take them, we both passed, you know, our tests.
I imagine that if it measures changes in your blood pressure or something based on if you tell a lie, your blood pressure changes. But if you're tore off pieces, then your blood pressure.
I'm glad you asked that because they did. And that's what even makes me think even more that the person who told me they went on a boat, they took a picnic basket, they took clothing, all out of the shed. I have the list. I'll post it in my community post so everybody can look at the list of items that they took. It's crazy. But why would you need a picnic basket unless you were having a picnic somewhere? Good night, Gma. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, that's true. No, I wouldn't either. I would be crazy. This would make me crazy. I think I would maybe, honestly, I'd probably hurt innocent people on the way to find out what happened to my kid. It would make me nuts that I wouldn't stop. I would be a vigilante. I mean, that's just how I feel about it. I've thought about, God, if that happened to one of mine, what I would do. Yeah, that part. The camera.
Blood pressure is probably changing anyways. The way it works is kind of it measures your brain's activity too. And whenever you lie, you have to think about that lie. When you stick with the truth, it just comes out. You know, the truth is the truth. Mm-hmm. But when you lie, you got to think about that for a little bit. And your heart might jump just a little bit or whatever. You know, they look at all that. Yeah. So, it's easy to tell the truth. Put it that way. Yeah. You know. So did they? I know this is a hard question to ask, but did they ever do any question of your sons also, or any kind of? Yeah, they've taken them into specialists because they can't come out and question them. But yes, they have questioned all of them. Mm-hmm. They even give mother-in-law lie detector tests. Oh wow! And she also passed. Okay. So this, I mean, I didn't go up to your house when they took the roadblock down. I didn't want to just bust up there and uninvited, but I did go into your driveway and look up. And yeah. I mean, that for somebody to go up there and not knowing what they're going to find, I think that's highly unlikely because that's straight up, and you can't see where you're going. You don't know which was ahead of you. And we've had several people sneaking around there though, and that's. I mean, but we've had them sneaking around at night, in the middle of the night. Yeah, we've never had somebody up there at 5:30 in the afternoon that we know of. You know, but they didn't come up the driveway; they come up a dog trail from the woods. Oh, okay. They didn't come the driveway, and that dog that they used, that's where the scent took them, was down through the woods, not the driveway. Where did the dog scent end? At the road, Ben Hill Road is where the dog scent ended. Oh man.
Yeah, I've always wondered what scent were they tracking? What did they give them to track? Since the neighbor was in the creek, walking in the water, because normal people, when their neighbor goes missing, worry about dog scent being tracked. I don't think nobody in their right mind is worrying about dog scent when a neighbor's kid first goes missing. I think you would just be looking for that kid, thinking she just walked off and we're going to find her. Not that you're going to be hiding your scent. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard anybody say. Yeah, that's why he couldn't sleep, the real Rockin' Robin.
Yep. So that right there, I already knew all that, but they're just confirmed it for me. Yeah. Do you believe that she's still alive? Do you have any intuition that she might still be out there somewhere? I have no idea. Yeah. All I know is I believe in God. I don't believe in any psychic stuff. Oh man, that stuff's horrible that they've had on. I've seen it on YouTube. That's terrible. Why would somebody? The morals of a person that put that out there. What they've been saying. We had somebody made a fake account with me, and then they put on there to some other woman that I buried her body at the lake. And so if the TBI has been out the lake, they couldn't get a hold of me because I was in church, but they've been out there looking for her body. It's just ridiculous what people are doing, and they're going with these psychics and what they're saying and doing whatever they can to get their story out there. But the Bible says clearly it's an abomination. All right. When you do a psychic and you think about him, to your dead relatives or whatever, that's untrue because Jesus made it clear that when you die, you sleep until the resurrection. You are in no conscious state whatsoever. You are just unconscious, asleep, as Jesus put it, until the resurrection. So if you're talking to somebody, it's an evil spirit. Let me ask you this. Is there anything that your family needs? Like, is there anything that the community can do aside from tipsters and things like that and information, but is there anything that you people in your family need? That the community the only thing that, I think we're good on everything. The only thing that I wish is, there's a country that, and the way these kids are coming up missing left and right and all the drugs, man, we need to send our military into our own country. That's my opinion. We send our military everywhere in the world to fight terrorism. Well, I think it's time we turn into our own country to fight terrorism. They can't seem to catch these guys nowhere. We need our military. Mm-hmm. To put them to some good use. I mean, that's what I wish. Yeah. Okay. Well, I know you probably, you're on break. I probably need to let you get back to work. I was wondering, do you think Mrs. Wells would want to meet and talk any more about how things are going? Is she up to that? Right now she's so tore up and stuff. It's just getting worse for her. Yeah. I mean, it is. It's bad for me too. I'd do anything to have my baby back, but I got to put my faith in God. I mean, if I wasn't for that, I would have lost it a long time ago. So, I mean, I got to pray to him and pray that she's okay, that he'll pull her through with his mighty right arm, with his might, whatever. But it's like God. The police can't come up with nothing. Now, all these people on Facebook all over the world can't come up with nothing. Nobody can. Only God can. Right. In 30 years, I've never seen anything like this happen. Me either. I mean, I've never seen it in my life. I mean, when I lived in Houston, Texas, when I was a kid, it was pretty bad out that way. But all kind of crazy stuff out there. But there was never somebody just disappeared without a clue that I had.
When he brings up Houston, Texas, it makes me wonder, did he know David Dotson? He was from Texas. Did they know each other before Summer went missing? Just the thought.
No, I'm sure it happens, but not that I've ever seen in my life. Well, when there's an abduction, I mean, what else would you call it? Yeah. Disappearing. I don't understand that. But yeah, somebody was either hiding in the weeds there, waiting for shady, either come in the basement. But yeah, I mean, we weren't 30 feet. They weren't 30 feet away when she got gone. Yeah.
They weren't 30 feet away when she got gone. How does he know that they weren't 30 feet away when she got gone? Another slip of the tongue, in my opinion.
I mean, maybe 40 at the most. Right. I don't know. Okay. So somebody's looking God. Well, I sure appreciate you talking to me. I didn't want to call too much and be a pest.
Do you think that Don really said that to that Rick Crawford guy, or do you think
he did this like this? When she went missing, within, when I come in about 7 o'clock that evening, she done do all everything. Well, I probably come in about 8.
But you had already been in.
The whole holler shut down,
You had already been in earlier that day, though, right? You were already in earlier that day, right? That's just when you came.
I've been here all day up to about, I don't know, probably about 5:30 or something there. And that's when I went out. And then I come back in and got my trailer to haul that motorcycle. So that probably put it around 6:30 or something out there. Between 6 and 6:30.
So right before
I didn't see nothing, nobody right there.
Right when she was.
Nothing. At that time, you know. But when I come back in from the store and taking that motorcycle, I ended up with another motorcycle on trailer coming back with it, which is sitting out there. But, what was I going to tell you? My mind went blank for a second.
Yeah, you were saying how you went out when it was like just when you came back in at 7. You were about to say something about when you came back in at 7, and I asked you.
I don't think exactly.
You got grab the trailer and motorcycle.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think how I want to say here, you know.
Oh, why?
I don't want to word it.
Oh, okay, yeah. I didn't know if there was something you weren't supposed to say.
I come in. Say I come in at 8 o'clock. Well, the hall shut down. Well, I come on up here, and then I actually walk back down there. And it is weird because just like within hours of admission, like Andy's daughter, the one that he's supposed to told that he seen her body. See, I was brought up that day, and he down there, and he allowed that he didn't know why she even said that because Jody Sue asked him right then, you know, why did he tell her that? But
Then
I'm gonna let this play for a few minutes. I'm gonna get a drink and let my dog back in.
I got into the cabin after he screamed at me, whatever it was. I sat up. Just make sure. Okay. Well, I don't want her to do anything that is uncomfortable for her. Just make sure. Okay. Alright, what was it? What was he doing? That day. Do not say his name, do not anything like that. That day he was, whatever, doing his usual roundabout, screaming at people. But that day, I went down to the cabin. I sat outside the cabin while he was, you know, on his escapade about, whatever it was. Then I got into the cabin after he screamed at me about being near the cabin. And then he comes back a few minutes later after storming off. And then he comes down, says something he said to Boog. Which is our brother. Yeah. And then he started screaming again, and then he was like, you know, I already know Summer's dead bodies. I know Summer's dead somewhere in a ditch, you know. I know Candace did it. I know Dawn did it, you know, whatever. And, he was just screaming about that. And then, and then he was like, after that, it was like, I'm so tired of, he mispronounced Equisearch, and he said Aqua Search. He screamed, I'm so tired of Aqua Search, you know, holding me back to all these police officers and stuff, and he was on about that. And he was screaming, and yeah. And then he went back onto the Summers dead body thing in worse detail. And then, I was asking him to stop, you were asking him to stop, Boogie was. But wasn't him. He was outside the cabin. And then he joined into the chorus. And he stood up, told him to leave, just leave, get out, stop, more crying. Yeah. And then
You notice she said Boog was in there, and the little girl said, no, Boog was outside. I found that a little strange, because she's always put him inside the cabin.
I slammed the door on him to the cabin, and then he stormed off. And then I guess Boog told him to shut up or something outside, and then he left to go be a reckless hazard on the road.
She was talking about some psychics and stuff already on YouTube. It's just weird. There's a bunch of names got up on that she was saying about YouTube right then before anything, before within hours of her missing, talking about. I was trying to think who she was talking about. There's 3 different like psychics that she was listening to and stuff and making fun of and all kinds of stuff, and
one of them
talking to them. Some of her name was even brought up, on YouTube right about them.
So the first night, they were already talking about psychics and YouTube. And you remember there was a psychic lady who showed up the first week who made a lot of money from people. So she would stay and do her little psychic dance there. Was she a plant too? Was she a paid crisis actor? Never seen her again since the first beginning. Juanita, yeah. Have you guys seen her since then? I haven't. So was she a plant too? Was she a paid crisis actor? Somebody just to come in, stir up the shit, and collect money so they could all divide it? It's my opinion. It's alleged. Don't sue me.
I can figure how some of her names got out there and that quick and stuff, and the certain ones,
It was all
It
within.
made me feel like, this whole case makes me feel like that Hawkins County has done some fucked up shit. I'm going to tell you straight up. It wouldn't surprise me if Summer Walton just showed back up one day and them just like bringing awareness of what could happen to people in the world. I've thought about that a lot because way they done a couple cases in the past and stuff. Like my best friend, he went missing December the 8th. They had his body December 21st. We tried to report him missing same day. They tell us we can't report him missing because they seen him that day. But what they didn't tell us, they put him in a body bag that day. 2 years later, coroner folks up and called his mom. That's how we find out he's dead. They bring the cadaver dog, everything out, played a role. They put up big rewards, all that during that 2 years. Just like they're doing something. Search all it.
This has made me wonder if they already have her. And it's just taken that long. Look how long it took to identify the little boy in Carroll County, Virginia. A lot of things just make me think. It's all my opinion.
And they didn't have his body.
What was
Why
his
would
name?
they do all that?
What was your friend's name?
Jason Arnold. But see, Hawkins County didn't like him.
Why didn't they like him? Just
he went in and they got in trouble. He went full his time right then, and he give him hell. I mean, really give him hell at the jail and stuff. I mean.
You don't give a shit about your daughter.
Well, I do give a shit about my daughter. It's the fucking Ernie. Oh my god. Why the fuck are you talking about? Stop yelling, please. No, fuck you, Ernie. Please stop yelling. Please stop yelling. I love you. Please stop yelling. Please just stop yelling.
I ain't got nothing against it. I mean, it's whatever. I mean, like I said, you know.
But I feel like you played me, though.
How'd I play you? Did I get anything from you? No, I didn't.
No, I didn't say that. That's not what I said.
How did I play you?
But, well, because I feel like every time we talk, which should be personal talk, it goes out on the internet.
You were supposed to came out and talked about it. They would have. You could have turned everybody to your side. You could have turned everybody to your side.
Your standard time. Not on my standard time.
Your daughter's been gone 10 months.
No shit.
Well, when was your standard time? When is your standard time, Candace?
I already know.
When is your standard time?
Well, you know, it takes a lot of me to go public with a lot of that problem. Like, I can't comprehend that shit. Like, it's easy for you to go up online and fucking, hey, I do this and I do that. It's easy for you. But it's not easy for me.
It's easy for me to do it, Candace, because I'm real and I really do care. I wanted to bring your daughter home.
Yeah, you don't think I fucking don't?
Let me ask you a question. Do you think BK wants your daughter home?
No, he don't. He don't give a fuck less. Benny Keys don't give a fuck about nobody but himself.
Let me ask you a question. When is your time? When are you going to tell everybody what happened?
Man, okay, look. Give me 2 days, and me and you are going to go live. And we're going to talk. Give me 2 days.
I'll give you 2 days. I need to rest anyways.
Give me 2 days. Yeah, you need to after I see what happened.
2 days came, and 2 days went. And not another word.
Well, you be good. Get out of here. Go get rest. 2 days.
2 days, bro.
2 days. Well, I'm giving you 2 days, and we'll go live. 2 days. I'm scheduling it right now. What do you want me to say?
Hey, Ernie. Just talk. Don't show your face. I don't show my face. Look. Hey, Ernie. I'm telling you right now. Quit fucking with her.
She called me. She called me. She called me.
Well, alright. Well, if she called you, that's only because, like, you know, she's pissed that everybody keeps on fucking doing what the fuck they're doing. They're like making up fucking bullshit, and it's bullshit, man. You don't make up fucking shit, fucking back your fucking ass up. You know, it's like, come on. It gets old, and it's frustrating, and it's bullshit. I'm just telling you right now, man.
Right.
It's fucking bullshit. And I don't give a fuck what nobody thinks. If it's your fucking daughter, and your daughter was motherfucking missing, you wouldn't want a bunch of people making up fucking bullshit about you.
No, but my ass will be out there trying to find and do everything they can to do it.
Yeah, well, look. You know, they've told her she can and she can't do it.
Who said that?
That's what people don't fucking everybody has said that. Hawkins County said you can't go do this, you can't do this. You need to fucking listen. It ain't as easy as like getting up and fucking going out. You don't know what the fuck Dawn did. Like her and I was talking. You know, like who in the fuck knows that what the fuck he didn't do, like have something with her, you know, whatever. It doesn't really
I know Don's responsible. I know Don's responsible.
That's one part of it. Candace is starting to look at my messages, so I'll hold off on a little bit. Again, guys, I'm probably going to take a couple breaks because, like I said, I'm really tired. And like I said, I was about to pass out before. I've been trying to get rest, and just got a lot going on right now. People do get a lot of search parties, and it ain't really police departments that keeps that from happening. That's just an excuse. That's what I'm saying too. But who's stopping it? Why do they keep saying they? Every time I talk to Candace, it's all about they. They say that you can't do this. Well, she's obviously in contact with someone else. And the other night when I was talking, she was talking about that. So, you know,
if it was evidence, you have no idea what it was like on the 4th of July. When I went looking for her, because there was a video online from what we thought was an unsuspecting local park guy. I just didn't understand what he caught with all these buzzards on the video. So I spent the 4th of July out looking, and I paused the video and I found where the place was. I knew immediately where it was and the fence line and everything else. And I went all the way down to Rogers and played rock, paper, scissors with Voldemort in his weak stomach on who was going to look because there was a smell so goddamn strong couldn't breathe. And I knew I was like, this is animal scent, you know.
Dick Beller, that's another money grab. It's all a money grab. It's been that way since the beginning of this case. It's the most disgusting shit I've ever seen in my life. Nobody has no morals, no values. Sick. Pure sick.
Because if you've ever smelled human decomp versus, but man, it's still like, well, what if I'm wrong? What if she's there? What if I have to see? I don't know if I could fucking see. But going and doing that, not just once, but many times, looking through fucking fields with spotlights, looking for shit others had called in, but you didn't want to buy anything. Oh. Those first days walking that fucking creek, wondering if every time my foot moved, if she was going to be at the bottom, but knowing it hadn't been enough time for her to sink. Wondering if the next bend in that fucking creek she was going to be there. Y'all have no fucking idea.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Candace is saying there were two vehicles, and one of them was a black Escalade. I'm sorry,
Oh.
but I don't remember seeing a black Escalade.
Hmm.
But that's her story.
Someone says, Don, please clear up for all YouTube world. Where did the blue couch that sit in front of the basement door go?
There was two vehicles?
I think I heard her say that once before. There was two vehicles.
Okay, I'll put it on.
No, it's okay.
Candace is saying there was a black Escalade parked down below.
Okay.
But
so
I didn't
they were
see
kind
that.
of, they were definitely watching like a hawk
Yeah,
on
I
you
mean, they was all
guys.
up in our business.
Yeah.
We've never had no trouble before in our lives till welfare got involved.
Yeah.
We have had no trouble whatsoever. Everything was hunky dory until
Right.
welfare showed up in our fucking lives.
Right.
Okay, so after summer come up missing, we have tons of cops up in here in our face, ripping everything out of our trucks time and time again,
What, your
turning our whole
cars
house
too?
upside down. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they throw everything out of our trucks and throw it on the ground and just leave it. He's dealing with all this kind of stuff. And then about 48 hours after Summer come up missing, here comes the welfare again. Oh, we got to open a new case because of everything that's going on. But see, if I would have been smart and know how to deal with CPS, I would have told them to get the fuck off my property before I fucking shoot you.
Well, maybe
But
not
I
the
was
last part.
no,
But
oh
yes, like
no,
to
no,
get
no,
off.
no, 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 no.
Well, I guess maybe,
Yeah,
yeah. A
yes,
lot
the
of
last
people
part.
don't understand the country
I wonder
culture
what
as
I
well,
know
right?
now. Yeah, I would have shot him in the
And
ass.
thank you, Tits
Because
Me.
one of the questions by the cops, we were all questioned up and down the community about, I guess, what we took as him trying to say there was this, it was almost like Scarface type things, like these POC males in like Escalades, shiny new Escalades coming out of Ben Hill. When the cops asked me that, and I think Andy was with me beside me, and I literally just slow blinked at them. That's not something that would have went unnoticed. And my other neighbors up and down Beach Creek, like as we were talking and we were being let in and out of Beach Creek, we'd find each other at the gas stations, other places, and they're like, "Girl, did they ask you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And everybody have a good laugh about it. And I'm like, "That's Don's bullshit for the week," and who he's blaming it on. They're like, "What the hell?" Well, I mentioned that on the live that I did in between the first N-word drop and then the, what was it, 40 time usage in 5 minutes on you the next night. That live seems to have triggered something, but it was bad. I was like, shit, I just got Josh tacked. He's real mad about the bullshit Scarface people coming in. And he said it was Knoxville. That's what got us there. Like, do you know these dealers coming in these cars from Knoxville that are POC? And we're like, what the hell is he trying to blame his own Knoxville people on somebody else? And he, what?
Well, do you know
I
the
mean,
connection between Knoxville and Atlanta?
If
I
someone
have
could
no
post
idea.
Jody Sue's Facebook, somebody
So-
could post that for me in the chat. I'd appreciate that.
And people, I apologize. My videos, I've been unlocking and locking them off and on all day because of
people.
reasons.
People.
Well, I'm doing it to prove a point.
It's funny
know.
when you take content away from other people, right? It kind of ruins their day.
It really does.
You know, Knoxville, you can go in Knoxville. There's a bunch of different freeways to go a bunch of different ways.
Did he also have a white Escalade too? We're all mad here. Inquiring minds want to know.
You know, when you get and one of the pipelines is straight down to Atlanta. Atlanta is the
I'll tell you, most people here where we're Oxycontin Highway, we are the epicenter where it joins. We are the crossroads for across the country.
Right.
But most people from Hawkins go to Del Rio or to Knoxville. I know Knoxville the past couple of years has been real big on the meth, fentanyl, the harder, in between the gravel and synthetics episode, which seems to have set off certain usages, because before that it really was just like mostly pills and stuff around here, right? And at least real meth. Then it became the gravel and things. Then it became the bathroom and bug spray and screen door dope. And now they're back on real meth. Now it's fentanyl and heroin. And these people do not seem like the old school heads to where they're coming back from it even clean for a long period of time. These new heads that have hit all these new kinds of dope here, seems like they're forever and permanently not just burnt, but something's forever wrong with them to where they'll never ever come back like old school heads on real dope did.
Let me give you another little piece of information. You know how Andy said they said Andy went to Knoxville allegedly after the 4th day of Summer being missing. I'll just say this. Look up George Bernard's property in Knoxville, and you'll see that a guy who owns a boat company lives in that house that had their name on it. Kind of weird to me.
Somebody in the chat just said, "I'm close to Knoxville. My son is in jail tonight for fentanyl." It's an epidemic, and you're right. Don't
right down with him. It's like he was getting crazy this year to the extreme. I hadn't even seen out there yelling at equal search to kill him, acting crazy when last days they were there. I mean, Scott's heard it. I mean, to where he's like screaming at our kid, knowing Summer disappearing has traumatized her badly. And one of the last things he did to her, my daughter, was scream at her about how Summer's body was here and there and decomposing in extreme detail and all kinds of stuff, whatever, to the point she's just in tears, and knowing that, I mean, just it was terrible. But a few months before this latest discard phase, he'd turn to it just going down the parkway or somewhere normal, and it'd be a good day where nothing was happening, right? There was no fighting, no anything, and he would just turn to me and look at me and be like, "I want to go shoot up places."
Also, another tidbit of information. Go to Tiffany Marie's community post. Get the picture of Summer because it's the original and it hasn't been copied over and over and over or screwed with. Zoom in and see the outline of the person taking the picture of Summer in the back seat. And see if that person doesn't have a hairstyle just like the one you see here. Do that. Everybody do that. Canva.com is free. Copy the picture, paste it, and then open it real big and zoom in on the back window of the picture, not the video, the picture. See what you guys see.
I want to go kill people.
Oh my God.
And see, his parents had went and bought him a gun. There's proof of that, but Ronnie Lawson, nobody else wants to see it. They didn't give a damn, thought it was funny. There was pointed ha-ha jokes about it in court in our order of protection hearing, and including from Baltimore, who they let gaslight me and further abuse me in court, and everybody thought was cute and denied me even temporary child support, but wanted me to go hunt down imaginary uniforms so Baltimore could get paid from a job he told them he got fired from for me, which is bullshit. And he was back at it 3 days later.
Wow.
So, and he was working a temporary one. I mean, all kinds of garbage,
Yeah.
But yeah, and then plus he's getting a advanced child tax credit. He can't even claim next year and spending it. Judge knew about that.
Sorry for keep interrupting. Marlena's in the background. She's got sunglasses on. She has her hair up. She's got her arm cocked, like she's fixing her hair. Zoom in. I'm telling you guys. Don't take my word for it. Please take the original picture. Go to canva.com. Put it there. Stretch it out so it zooms in. And I'm telling you, you can see the white car. You can see Marlena. You can see Jody in the reflection. You can see Dawn. You can see Candace. You can see Grandis. And you can see a couple other people. Please do it, you guys. I'm serious.
In order to turn it over, nothing. They don't care. They give a damn, made a joke out of everything. But anyway, so he's starting to shoot up places, has the guns, we have proof of it. And his parents have been pushing in weapons to the house all year long, knowing that's the one thing that's going to keep us all docile and quiet. And I was already quiet enough trying to survive this past year. My grandfather passed away. My grandfather raised me. Here's an off side here. But I was kidnapped when I was little, about the age of, not much younger than Summer. And it was pre-John Walsh days. And if it hadn't been for my grandfather having the resources and the love he did, he tracked me all the way across country himself and come and got me from
You
strangers.
said pre-John Walsh, so before Amber Alert or no, all that stuff that he put in place.
Yeah, the cops literally told my mom there was nothing they could do. So, and luckily I had a hero. And I don't think anybody understands. It's like, man, I could feel Summer because I was a Summer. I vanished too. Somebody loved me enough and cared enough. But anyway, so
Yeah, that's big.
And it's like, and then Voldemort used her disappearing and how badly it was affecting me and hypervigilance to further abuse me and call me crazy and make it look like I was whatever. And it was like, dude, I'm just out here trying to listen and hear and see if a predator's coming back. We're the only ones left with the daughter in here. Meanwhile, he's sleeping fine. Wants me to come inside and be Big Spoon because that's what I always was, a Big Spoon. I'm like, dude, I ain't got time for none of that. Like, I'm out here trying to figure out where our neighbor is that I changed her diapers and fed her. Like, I want to know. Like, bite me. So, there you go. But, I mean, and nobody cares. And I'm telling you, Voldemort's, it's not going to matter. He's going to finish jerking off from what he's doing to us, has had done to us. What's probably coming for me because I spoke out and I'm still speaking on all kinds of things. And it's going to deprive them of a mom. And I'm the only parent they've ever had. If they've learned to fish, change a tire, oil, brakes, whatever, it's been because I did.
Right. Wow.
I'm the only parent they've ever had, and he knows that's the worst pain in the world is taking me for it. So it's like, if he can get off further on it, he's going to. And then when he's done with that, he's going to turn on coleslaw or the public. Because I tell you, nothing feeds that monster like anger. A new source will feed it for a while, but there ain't nothing feeds it like the beast. And he surely is cataloging her push and pull. And that cliche dropped earring in my car that she did to push the cycle up. He lost his shit over about, 3-4 days before the discard. Because he knew what she'd done. I promised you he was going to eat her alive at some point, or he's going to shoot up the public just like he promised, because he's getting to that stage of dangerous. And when it happens, they're going to be like, how did this person get a hold of? Because he's not supposed to have weapons. They're going to be like, where did this come from? The public's going to be like, how did you let it happen? Well, I don't know. How did Ronnie Lawson let it happen?
Good question.
Because it ain't going to be on me. And here's the thing. I know what they were doing. They were trying to set my son up to look like it was Mama who made him, right? Like it was retaliation. Wasn't me. Another fucking cop agency told my son to file that order of protection. And then my son was made to feel so unsafe by the same police department that he couldn't go back and get the permanent one. So, I mean, when something happens to the damn public, I don't want to hear, how did this happen?
Right. Because they sit back.
I tried. My kids tried. When something happens to coleslaw or whatever kids are in between, I don't want to hear, how did this happen? Well, there's how it happened. It was a joke and possibly a favor pulled with Voldemort's family like I was threatened with. And I just don't even want to hear, how did this happen?
Right. And they're going to play crazy, though. They always play crazy.
They can go get names elsewhere where they got to fucking live.
I'm just so.
They want to help target me and my fucking children and shit on them.
We're not trying to do that right now.
They can go find another fucking neighbor to speak.
What I'm confused on is why you're defending Andy in this point, to where Andy is the one I'm pretty sure Hunter is mentioning, to where an Andrew who does
He's
drugs.
trying to make it look like it's Andy, but it is not fucking true.
But why would Chris say that's not true?
I don't know that that's what Chris was saying wasn't true.
I do. I know that for a fact.
Well, whatever, but I know, unless Andy was doing something like really fucking out there, that.
So there's a chance.
I don't think so, no.
Well, you said so unless he was doing something. I mean, there has to be a chance at that point.
I mean, y'all ain't gonna play this bullshit silver tongue crap with me. I'm telling you, I'm being put in a place where I feel like I have to defend a fucking monster that very much abused us, terrorized me for 26 years, and none of y'all have an issue with that. You put the right shit on the right monsters.
That's not true. We do. We're very.
That's exactly how I feel, and it keeps
very
fucking happening.
Very cognizant of anybody who's abused and things like that. I'm sorry.
No, YouTube's not. But I am telling you that out of all the fucking drug dealers, why in the hell they would stand there and be like, oh, the guy that they terrorized randomly every few weeks for a gram of pot, and then for 6 months don't contact. Yeah, it must be that Andy. Yeah, he might have mentioned him or trying to put it on Andy as an our abuser, yeah. But whatever the fuck is up behind there, right? Like, I know Hunter has names of the real motherfuckers they're buying meth, crack, all this shit from. Why did he not mention them?
Why he was potentially causing little girls over there to be sedated and to be touched. with the shit he was selling over there. Go ask. Because I have fucking questions. Not standing in front of him anymore. Oh, and then my favorite part today, finding a baby shoe in the fucking car under the floorboard. So it tells me it wasn't wrong about new kids being around fucking Baltimore either, and possibly fucking his. So there's another kid walking to be fucking abused or killed by another motherfucking abuser. But nobody's gonna give a shit until what's that there? A good fucking reason for it. And he fully lost his shit because he knew what he'd have to say. If it ever went to court, it would out him with coleslaw. He knew why he was late that day. All these other things. You know, and the second phone, who knows what the fuck was on it. Can't tell you. And I know he also often carries mom and dad's cell phones as well. And they gave him those on purpose, you know, so they're to get up to fuckery. Because anytime they can create pain in my life, the world is going to put him to cheat or do whatever they do. So it's like living around a pack of narcopaths that have all abused you since you were fucking 11 years old. I had her crying in tears. I mean, just like in a ball, because for like fucking 5 minutes, she just wouldn't lay off. And it was Summer's dead body's laying there, and who gives a fuck about it? And this and blah, blah, and she's dead. I mean, right? I mean, just a gross. Yeah. And if he was any type of smart, he'd stop being led around by the nose and told shit. Like little or I ever implied he'd actually seen Summer's body. That's not the case, nor has it ever been the case. But because he wants to listen to stupid creators who pay him and stupid stall pump and everybody else and Jenny's and Adrian's and shit, that's what he really thinks. I can't help or fix that. Nobody ever put him out like that because that's not what happened. He was just mentally and emotionally abusing little and I and how he's abused her. And all of y'all hinting and winking that he's gonna fuck with her again. Like y'all had forced into play several times between them, and she wants no contact. She wants her name not to be on his lips. So do the judges in courts and those papers. He's abusing a child note by calling her a fucking liar about what he said. It wasn't poor Hims that had a dream. He'd ever cared enough about anybody to have a fucking dream about him. Especially not Summer.
I do have a video of him going to her camper and yelling, "Jody Sue!" And she goes, "I gotta go." And she cuts the live. I have that. Fact. That's an absolute fact. And every time she talks about Summer, it's like she's angry. Do you notice that?
And yeah, I did notice the Ryan thing at the end. I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to be about. I'm supposed to, I guess, keep or care about Ryan. I don't. He's a built thing. If y'all don't get that yet, I don't know what to tell you. That's why I've just whole ass ignored it. I know what it's doing, and it was sent certain places and burial places. His monster was in his chat and all these other things, and all these weeks they ain't coming together for y'all to get it. Yet I don't know what to tell you. Um,
I had her crying in tears. I mean, just like in a ball because for like fucking 5 minutes just wouldn't lay off. And it was Summer's dead body's there, and who gives a fuck about it, and this and blah, blah, and she's dead. I mean, just a gross.
And I took her back, and they said everything was okay. And I took her back, and they said everything was okay.
Keep an eye on each other, even if you don't like your neighbor down there and you hate a motherfucker or you hate your family member down the road, you still keep an eye on their stuff. You still keep an eye on their kids. I mean, that's just how it is. And we all keep an eye out and ear out. Like I said, currently there's perfect storm working, and that's how I'm pretty sure this happened. But, you know, this community is still unheard of because even if people hate each other, keep an eye out for each other. You feel me? It's the weirdest shit, but that's how Beach Creek operates. So, you know, if it can happen here, hell far, I just don't even know. Nobody's safe fucking anywhere, you know. I don't. But, you know, don't always believe fucking comment warriors. And don't listen to, you know, the shit that's being said about Candace and Donnie either, because I promise you 99.9% of that's bullshit. I've made the mistake of getting onto it every time seeing that, and it's lit me the fuck up. And, you know, just listen to what the cops themselves say and the feds. Go with what they're sharing and help by sharing what they share. Not what I share, not what I say, because I'm telling you, mine's just an opinion. You know, my shit don't mean shit. What the cops say, what the feds say, what the local PD say, that's what matters. Share what they want you to share and share Summer's picture and information. Because
Even though this bitch has never shared Summer's picture, not one time that I know of. And if I'm wrong, somebody point me to that video.
I don't need to remember. It started from what I said. Well, her neighbor this and her neighbor that. Fuck that. I don't. And you won't believe this. While we're searching for Summer, we go down to the other property. Well, actually, not before, when the weirdo was on our property that bought that piece in the yard that's across the bank, and then was arguing against his own survey that he bought a crest of a bank and a vertical cliff, but nobody provided him with that survey. He was sitting on our property, cut through our lines and stuff, whatever. And he parked himself right in the middle of the first two no trespassing signs. And it had already been told, you know, whatever. Anyway, the cops removed him that night. So we were so worried about this guy and how he came off that we went looking that night all the way into Bayless, then every holler in Beach Creek, making sure he wasn't parked in there.
She's going to say they looked for Summer too, but this was the 14th, not the 15th.
And look, this guy hit me so weird. I was like, you know, So, there's extra there I'll get to in a few months. But, anyway, so we go looking at our other properties, right, Evelyn? And get down there, and the guy who purchased yours has now got a gate up over the county road. Not just back where your all's gate is, but over the fucking county road. And as I guess decided he's just going to try to block it off till he can do it long enough to get adverse possession. So I guess we're 2 properties in this week.
I've seen his house. It's ugly.
See, take it from a kid. This guy has done.
It's cobalt blue.
No, that's the wrong one. We're talking about the one that Jen Edwards. But anyway, this guy's put up a damn gate across the county road and locked us out of our driveway that connects with your house. So I don't know what we're going to do about that, but it's going to be a couple weeks down the road before we figure that out with this other property situation. This guy's getting ready to start fighting us over like an idiot and lose. So anyway, just thought you'd enjoy that hilarity. It didn't matter. We climbed his fences and went over and got to our stuff anyway and searched for Summer and did what we needed to do so he can bite me. And I hope he enjoys that on camera. Anyway.
Earlier, maybe they'll think they'll get a hot clue and a reaction based on what I was saying earlier. Some of us can sort of calculate down, break things down with what we know, and then we'll be like, you know, or like the mayor might get pissed off that somebody's searching for something. I just want real people searching for something. Real law enforcement, feds, and to where if anything's found, it can be used. Simple as that. I also don't want anybody else in that community put in jeopardy at risk of any of these tragedy events who have had several years now to trespass, steal, do whatever, all hung out on 110 and otherwise, to be traipsing across other fucking properties and doing fuck shit. Especially considering all the setupy shit they've played with one another, all of us, fucked with, tampered with, asked for things from 110 of Summers, all that. Nah, like I said, you gotta be a special type of stupid if you let these motherfuckers anywhere near your property. That's all I'm gonna say. Most of the community is aware of that.
That part at Mama Bear. That part right there. And the cobalt blue house. Let's not forget that either.
I mean, you just have to be stupid. Okay? Anyway, so the thing, it's like, for me, even if it came down to, say, one of these dipshits being close to somewhere I thought was a possibility, I would not in any way, come on here and give them any fucking clue because that would be stupid. They would exploit it, they would go terrorize, and for all reasons I just stated, where any of their hands touching anything means it could easily be thrown out and not used to convict whoever needs to be convicted and justice for Summer. I don't want to see that happen. And this place is already tampered enough from seconds after Summer's alerts were released to maybe even possibly keep any sort of justice for Summer forever coming because of what they've done so far. And I think that's their intent. Plus,
Nope. I think that's her intent. That's their intent, in my opinion. Allegedly. Don't sue me. I believe this was all planned. That's my opinion. Not just what happened to Summer, but coming to YouTube, spewing all the shit they spewed, emailing people, sending them in all kinds of directions, not thinking people are smart enough to trace the IP address and find out who people really are when they're sending you shit that you know is just that. How do you think we know who's who the players are in this? You know, I've stayed off live for a few reasons, and I've kept my mouth shut, but it pisses me off, and people need to know the truth. When you see a creator getting targeted so hard, there's a reason for it. They group together, they mass flag, they go after you every which way they can, and it's on purpose.
just to profit off of it, set shit up, have clout, do this, that, the other, get famous. I don't know. All the things, right? It's all of the needful things they've all got going. And also all the money swirling around in the background, crypto and drug shit they've all got going. It's all fucked. But anyway, money laundering, you name it, career. And it does rub elbows with real crimes like real human trafficking, especially in the other countries and around the world that they've had the money being cleansed and shit through and cycling through before it lands in other places. Guarantee you that.
I'm always thinking of Summer and her brothers because Summer and the boys are the love of my life. I would never trade anything for them. They were. I can't do anything but love them. I mean, everybody's expecting me to no, I'm not having a drink on my dinner. Oh, hell no. I won't drink again. Because them boys in my summer is the love of my life. I will never drink or do anything against them ever again.
She won't do anything against them ever again. She also made the statement, nobody would treat her that way if I was around. So nobody can tell me they're all not involved. There's nothing that makes me believe it. My degree is in Homeland Security. I know a lot about a lot of this stuff. So for y'all who thought I was stupid and ignorant and sent me emails of bullshit, no, I'm not a dummy. And I can sit on my hands and chat, but sometimes I can't keep my mouth shut when shit's going on because it just pisses me off when there's a missing kid involved. So no, don't send me no more emails, okay? Because I know who you are, and when this is all over, the world's going to know who you are too.
I'm wearing sandals, and I know the best thing I can do is get into the water. So I step into the creek. Oh, because from there I can keep tracks down. Because when you live in areas like ours, you know worst case scenario. You also know what happens if somebody can't be found. And you know that staying in the water keeps scent down for dogs.
Oh my God, you're a dumb bitch.
Look you in the face and be like, Summer's dead, no well. What the hell is that?
So no, the cops know, you guys. All you idiots out there, every one of you involved, they know. They're building an ironclad case, and all your asses are going to eventually be locked up. I don't care how long it takes. They know. So please keep talking. Keep running your mouth because everything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. And it's going to bury, your own words are going to bury your ass, in my opinion, allegedly. And when that day comes, I'm going to make the trip to Tennessee to watch all of you guys squirm in your seats for Summer to get justice. It'll be the best day I've ever had in my life because this has been 3 years of y'all's bullshit trying to direct a narrative since day one, night one. You think you're so smart and so cute and you're going to get away with it. But I'm here to tell you, you're not. Your ass will be fried. And when you go to prison, they don't like people like you. They don't like people who hurt children. You're not going to have to wait for God to get real justice. You're going to get prison justice, in my opinion, allegedly. So I can see why you're all scared to death of going to prison, but you're going. Tick, tick. Drink it up, smoke it up, shoot it up. Do whatever you need to do, but it's coming. Get it all out. Get it all out. Your days are numbered. We're all here. Most of us have been here for 3 years. I know you're in the bushes, some of y'all. TikTok. That's right, TikTok. It's coming. I believe Fred has already did that and has made a deal, and I believe that Hunter is making one too because he's going to be 18. And I believe that some other people made a deal. First to talk, first to walk. What's so crazy is they think they won't find any evidence. They found Hussein in a different country. Just saying, folks, if it's that big, takes time to get the case together. Oh yeah, they want it ironclad. We don't want them walking like Barry Morphew, do we? No. That's why a lot of things I haven't even put on here. And if we figured it out, you know they have bigger and better evidence. They're probably waiting on labs. It takes 2 years to identify a body that you know that it might have been that child to begin with. People that hurt children in prison here in Australia are called rock spiders. Yeah, here they're called dead. Yep, them bracelets are coming. If they watch Adam Montgomery trial, they'll know what is coming. It's time, I agree with you. Birthday boy fundraiser, March 15th, critical date, in my opinion. I hope they arrest them all on the day Summer went missing. I hope they have everything sewed up and they're all locked up. You know, I watched Jody Sue for the first few years, and I prayed that they would just come bust her damn door down and drag her off on live. It's going to happen eventually. I hope they wait till she's on live to drag her up out of there. This makes me, I've been so angry over this case. It's not healthy. But damn, who does Summer have? If she doesn't have all of us, who would she have? She would have these people who are just there to push a narrative, to try to change what really happened. Oh yeah, I I I don't doubt she's been moved back to that property, in my opinion. Oh yeah, I can feel it. I know it does. It makes you so angry. The first year listening, I wanted to go to Tennessee. I had to stop. I just had to stop. Oh, thanks. I appreciate everybody. That's why I don't bash no creators, because at least it's keeping her story out there. The thing that they hate the most. They think they can call us tragedy pimps, all their bullshit, and we're just gonna lay down and not do another live because you scumbags call us words. You don't want to hear the words I have for you. You probably wouldn't even understand them. Oh yeah, the neighbor, the savior, the queen of Ben Hill, knew what was going on and did nothing. She knew before Utah and after. They all failed her. What happened to her children? I wonder. Go back and look at the video of the shit her son posted when he was like 11 or 12 years old on his Facebook. That's not normal. That's right, Casey. We're never going away. We're going to be here until we can't be here no more. And we're going to be here through the whole trial. Even if we got to stand outside because they won't let us in, but we'll be there. Still reporting. still being so-called tragedy pimps. But the world's gonna know what happened. I promise you that. So don't nobody come over here and tell me this one's innocent, that one's innocent. You believe what you want to believe, and I'll believe what I want to believe. Right, that's how it is. They're gonna be squawking. Somebody always squawks. Somebody always talks. You get one, and the dominoes will fall. No, they didn't, Mama Bear. Nobody helped that child. Nobody helped none of them children. I don't think it just happened to one. I think one just disappeared. I think there's others. And how many other cases are connected to these people? The same group. They don't just stop. They don't. Like I said, once a P person gets busted and they know they're going to go away for the long time, the next child they do it with, they make sure they can't talk or tell. Yeah, it's going to be big, but they will not get the kingpin, the number one. That is the big man. And they call him the kingpin of all this, but they will not talk about him. I mean that. We will get justice. Oh, they're going to have to fry the big fish. Anybody who wants to walk is going to have to give more. They're either going to have to give Summer up or give the top dog up. Nobody's going to walk away from this unscathed. I think that's why so many people are unalive. That's my opinion. They're shutting people up along the way. And if something happens to Fred Hill, I really believe they're shutting people up along the way. That will just ironclad the thoughts that run through my mind. The one that disappeared is the one that could have gotten them all long prison time. It's the one that's gonna get them prison time. Yep, yep. And all the ones that come out with these documentaries, movie deals, you, the NFGs, that's the new friggin' guys who appeared in the last year. They'll be the ones doing documentaries. They're already setting themselves up. Make no mistake about it. They're here for the cash grab. Nothing more, nothing less. Oh, I think he'll make it out. Yep. I guess Ellie already knows the big fish, exactly where big fish is and who the little fish are. Yeah. If they don't, I will have no more faith in the justice system. Knowing what a lot of us know behind the scenes, because I talked to a few other creators, and the connections all intertwined. But I appreciate you all coming and hearing me stew. I've just been so pissed. I've sat back. I had mic problems. I had anger problems. But I'm tired of keeping it all in. It's not good for your soul. Oh yeah, they were keeping Fred shut up. You'll see. It's all gonna come out at trial. Who the liars are, who was involved. Well, yeah, and she said that Andy likes pre-pubescent, whatever, young girls, more or less. That's what she says. That's her words, not mine. But she was still screwing him. She was still laid up with him until he left her. It didn't bother her that he was messing with young girls then, watching movies of young girls. I don't get that part. Let him beat the shit out of you for all them years. I know a lot of women stay 'cause they can't leave. I'm the opposite. I left a man with a lot of money, but when he said he was gonna cut my throat in my sleep, peace out, I left everything. Just got my kids. I even left my dog. Worst decision I made about that, but that's a different story. But I wasn't putting my kid through it. Look at all the channels that have gone away like they were plants to spread in. Oh yeah, Cassie, I could show you some things. You would flip out. She sells them out, then defends them. Oh yeah, because they're all blackmailing one another. Make no mistake. Allegedly, in my opinion. Don't sue me. Or do, because I would love to have depositions with a lot of these people, actually. Yeah. First live I've caught thanks on Skin Evil Exists. I hope I spell it right. It's when evil enters. There is evil exists. I love that channel, too. Mods in chat, thank you so much. Always great live, great work. Summer deserves it. All the children deserve it. Yes. My mama left everything except me. Yeah, 'cause you don't care about nothing else. And do you think I talked about that man for the last 15 years? No. You think I would go on live and just bash the shit out of him? No. Just leave me alone. I left, he kept the business, the property, the boats, everything. I left with nothing. Nothing. Didn't want nothing, not even damn child support. I was so mad the other day I almost fired up a lie, but I waited, calmed down, but it's hard not getting it all out. No, it's not good to keep it in. Oh, don't be sorry. I made it. The good Lord makes a way. Summer was beautiful. That's what happened. Well, I thank all you guys for coming. I thank you all for supporting Summer. Look, she's a little girl that we didn't know, but we all care about her. That shows what's right with this world, in my opinion. Yeah, they always had, Sammy. But I'm gonna get off here, but I'll be back because I have more things. So all them videos that they were striking me, I'm coming back. Strike away, because I'll just turn around and let YouTube know that what is wrong with my observations. I believe she tried to change him, but he's a perv. No, I think she participated in it, in my opinion. I don't think she personally did something, but I think she has guilty knowledge. And I'll just leave it at that. And that shit from her surgery, I don't believe that. That's why she talks the way she talks either. I think it's alcohol or drugs. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But y'all have a great Sunday. Go watch the Super Bowl for the ones who want. Let's get together. Whoever wants to get together, email me. I'm for it. It's not summer, new prospect, maybe. And anybody who hasn't seen Smiley's live from last night, you have to go watch it. There may be a child there that needs saved. Yeah, that's a scary sight. I can tell y'all that. Yeah. All right, you guys. Until next time, I will see you again soon. Have a great day, you guys.